This morning on Daybreak, here's what you need to know. We're giving you live coverage of road conditions this morning as the snow continues to build up. We have everything you need to know for your morning commute. Plus, the Minnesota Department of Commerce has announced some new funding to help you stay warm this winter.
Yeah, be sure to give yourself some extra time this morning as that heavy snow is impacting roads in a big way, as we saw. I've got the latest on how much snow we could be seeing before it moves out and the cold then moves in.
KIMT News 3, coverage you can count on. This is KIMT News 3's Daybreak, live from our Rochester studio.
Good morning, I'm Annalise Johnson. Thanks for watching KIMT News 3's Daybreak. Today is Thursday, December 15th. It's just about 6 o'clock. Now I'm looking at our website right now because we are continuing to get some school delays in this morning. Now Blooming Prairie, Dover, Yoda, Hayfield, Lanesboro, St. Charles, and Stewartville all have 2-hour delays. You can find all cancellations and delays as they continue to come in on our website, KIMT.com. And we are working to, and we do have that for you now at the bottom of your screen as well. Now let's get to KIMT Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sarah Knox, who's been tracking this snowfall all morning. Sarah.
Yeah, snow busy day once again. This snowstorm that has been moving across the country is still here, still causing headaches. And now we're more on the frozen side of things, which means snowfall. Winter weather advisory has moved into the area. Almost all of us in the purple there are expected to see at least 2 inches of snowfall when this is all said and done. And roads heavily impacted. It is slushy outside. It is snowy. Meanwhile, a little further to the north and in Wisconsin, we see that winter storm warning with the potential of 6+, so 6 or more inches of snowfall. I definitely believe it. We are caught in the spiral of that snowstorm that I mentioned. Here as it loops around places like Wisconsin getting a ton of snow, Michigan now getting that wintry mixture a little closer to home, and we can see who's seeing the snow as we speak. Predominantly southern Minnesota right now with a few flurries possible coming in from the south. Give it some time though. As mentioned, we're stuck in a spiral, and eventually places like Mason City across North Iowa will be seeing the flakes as well, which means road conditions not necessarily looking to get that much better here as we go through the rest of the morning commute and through the rest of the day in general. Plenty of blues, plenty of pinks. That means that the roadways have some sort of snow slush on them, and there's plenty of crews out there out and about as well. But hey, don't have to take my word for it. We have boots on the ground. KIMT News 3's Alex Dieterer is in Storm Tracker 3, checking up on the roadways. And Alex, what do you got for us?
Sarah, we are driving southbound on Highway 52 right now towards Rochester. And all morning since we've been out here, since just after 4:30 this morning, the snow continues to come down pretty heavily, and it's pretty wet out here too. We've been going about 15-20 under the speed limit right now. We just merged onto 52 and we joined a line of cars, and we're going about 35 miles an hour right now. And as you can see, or cannot see on the road, you can make out the lanes right now, but everyone is taking it nice, slow, and steady this morning because there are some slick spots, and the snow again is continuing to come down, so people are taking it nice and easy this morning. And I would just want to recommend, if you are getting in your car and getting behind the wheel this morning, especially on those side roads or those off ramps, take it a little slower than you normally would, especially with some buildup. The plows have been out here all morning and they're doing a great job at uncovering and clearing our roads, but sometimes that buildup on those side roads that we've seen just makes it a little slick when you're going and you're merging onto different roads. So just take it nice and easy this morning if you are getting behind the wheel to work or school later today. I'll toss it back to you, Annalise, at the desk in Rochester. Alex Dieterer, KIMT News 3.
Thank you, Alex. We'll keep checking in with Alex throughout the morning to get you the latest live looks on road conditions in southeastern Minnesota. The Minnesota State Patrol put out a tweet saying roads are likely to be slick across much of the state, so plan ahead if you're heading out. Give yourself extra time, drive to conditions, wear your seatbelt, and put distractions away. There's some new funding available to help Minnesotans stay warm this winter. The Minnesota Department of Commerce announced that new money is headed to the Energy Assistance Program. Eligible people will be able to receive up to $1,500 in crisis benefits, which is a $900 increase from the current benefits offered. This will help with preventing disconnections and covering the cost of expensive fuels like heating oil and propane.
That's a really substantial increase, and I think that's going to help folks, particularly those that are struggling with fuels like heating oil that this year are $4.50 a gallon. It's a very, very expensive fuel. And that really helps to reduce the anxiety that folks will have if, for example, their fuel tank is almost empty.
$129 million in total will go toward the Energy Assistance Program next year. New on Daybreak, as temperatures continue to drop, outdoor skating rinks in Rochester are planned to open tomorrow. We've been in a freeze-thaw cycle with temperatures as high as 40, which the Rochester Fire Department says can really affect the stability of ice. If you're heading out on any moving water like creeks or rivers, RFD recommends being careful of the moving current, which will keep the water open and the ice thin. A good rule of thumb for walking out on the ice is to make sure it's 3 inches thick. If you're taking your four-wheeler out on the ice, then you'll need to wait for a good 10 to 12 inches for it to be safe.
Find yourself having broken through the ice and you're in cold water, when you need to try and get to the edge of that ice, and then when you approach that edge, you need to be able to kick as hard as you can and keep yourself low and try and get up on top of the ice shelf. Once you're there, you need to try and disperse your body weight as best as you can. So if you spread out your arms and legs, that'll help you from breaking in again through the ice.
RFD also recommends investing in a hand pick that will help you break through the ice and give yourself traction to get out in emergencies. While the rinks are set to open tomorrow, the Parks and Recreation Department could push that back if temperatures aren't low enough and will melt the ice. The temperatures are dropping significantly in the next few days, and the Rochester Warming Center is asking for more community volunteers this winter to help serve its guests. The center is asking for anyone available to volunteer to help guests check in and out, make sure their belongings are secure, find a bed, and stay fed. While there is a high need for volunteers currently, the Warming Center always can use help year-round.
Volunteers kind of bring that sense of community into the Warming Center. We've had guests both here in Winona and also in Rochester talk previously about how they miss like the volunteer aspect and how they miss that community members coming in. You know, they feel maybe a bit unseen or invisible when they see staff members. It's great to see the same faces and familiar faces, but
while there is a high need for volunteers currently, the Warming Center always can use help year-round. Still ahead here on Daybreak, we have a delicious way for you to stay warm on this cold Thursday. Up next, we'll tell you ways to celebrate International Tea Day. And a year ago today, parts of Minnesota and Iowa were hit by damaging winds, thunderstorms, and tornadoes. We'll detail the lingering impacts and lessons learned.
And we're taking a live look over Highway 52 in Rochester, where plows are currently working. You can see them blinking there, and of course, people are out on the roads. I've got a look at the latest traffic updates coming your way.
KIMT News 3 Daybreak. Your local news with KIMT News 3's Annalise Johnson. Weather every 10 minutes with Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sean McAday. This is KIMT News 3. More local news that is happening right now. We are coverage you can count on.